All right, 1 2 1 2. Wow. We are going to leave Restream, ladies and gentlemen. I do not recommend Restream, sadly. Restream, if you're listening, go fix your shit. It's that simple. This is AI for marketing, how to plan and scale your impact with me, Tim Cakir, coming on the stage now. Hello, hello. Ooh, my hair. I didn't check my hair. Right. So let's make sure everybody can see us, hear us. We're about 7 minutes late, thanks to Restream. Hopefully it's working now. It's a bit painful because we've done it a few weeks, it worked, and then it's very buggy. Restream integration to LinkedIn is so buggy. It absolutely sucks. I'm gonna say how it is. It's so sad. But anyways, we're here, we're live. Can you hear us okay? Can you see us okay? Give us a thumbs up, tell us where you're connecting from. Oh yeah, the event is not live, so we need to put this post into the event itself and then tell everybody to go to the event. This is crazy stuff. Sadly, you can't join. I can't believe this thing. We are leaving Restream. We're going to try Riverside very soon, because definitely Restream is not the way to go. And I had told my marketing, and now she realized. She said, "Yeah, we're definitely leaving Restream, right? Because we've had such people attending on the LinkedIn event. So sad because they're not gonna get the ping that we're live. Yeah, it's absolutely sad. So yeah, but we are live. So I don't know what to say. And all the 40 people that were going to attend, they're not going to be able to attend, right? So yeah, classic. So I can hear and see you. All right, Kenneth, nice to see you here. Just give us another sec. We're making sure that other people are aware, right? Connecting from Clearwater Beach, Florida. That's awesome. That's really cool. We had quite few people that wanted to join this one. We even boosted the event. What a waste. Technology still can't do this job sometimes, especially the LinkedIn streaming. I guess I'm not going to blame LinkedIn, but I'm going to blame Restream. And why does LinkedIn don't have this, right? LinkedIn should have their own tool so that we can stream directly on LinkedIn. But we're also live on YouTube, right? So that's cool. So you can find us on also YouTube, right? Making sure that I'm putting this URL now, right? So into my posts, because I think some of you are coming in, which is really awesome. Thank you very much. Let's make sure that I'm editing my post. We're gonna have a bit of fun today. It's AI for marketing. I got some really cool little secrets and some really cool gadgets that I want to show you, obviously. So let's make sure that we're getting this ball rolling. Let's get a few more people if we can. All right, cool. All right, awesome. Anybody out there, Kenneth, thank you very much for finding somehow the event. And Andrea, if you're listening, find a way to get more people here, which is just very sad. This was going to be a big one. We had planned it well. We had good registry. We're so excited about this one. And here we are, LinkedIn stuff, Restream stuff. So cool. But anyways, let's make sure that Kenneth's getting at least value ASAP, and then we'll have this recorded. Yes, a few more people are joining. Thank you for finding it. Comment where you're coming from, and then we're gonna start the magic. So yeah, AI for marketing. I mean, this is not the future. This is absolutely today. Especially, I mean, come on, Friday we got ChatGPT agent. Can I get a wow wee wow, right? I think it was a wow wee wow moment. It was one of those moments that was just mind blowing, because it's the first time that I really felt something agentic, right? And we've had the last year everybody say, "Here's my agent that I built, and here's my agent," and it was just a make.com or Zapier flow, and they would call it an agent. And I'd laugh at those things. I mean, that's not an agent. That's just a workflow, and you call it an agent. That's very cute. Um, that was really really cute from people. But ChatGPT agent is the real moment that we started to see real agentic play here, right? So what I want to do first of all is like, I want to share a bunch of secrets on how to do AI, with how to do marketing with AI, right? And show you some of the latest tools in the meantime, right, as we do this. But there are also tools that we already have access, that you all have access to, that you can do some really great stuff with as well, right? So, of course, this is deep research, which I had another video that we've done about deep research. I have it also on my YouTube somewhere. Right, I think deep research is very very powerful, especially for marketing, and you'll see what I mean now, because that's what we kind of gonna do, right? But let me start very quickly with a couple things, right? So first of all, you have a few features, right? So what is marketing? Marketing is really understanding the pain points of people, right? And then hopefully you as a company, as a product, as a service, whatever you do, right? You're solving these pain points, right? That's what marketing is at the end of the day, right? And it's showing the message of, hey, we do solve this. This is how we solve it. Why we're better than the others at solving this, right? That's marketing at the end of the day. I have how many years of marketing experience? I don't even know anymore. Um, you know, um, but I was doing marketing when there was no AI, for sure. When there was no almost Facebook. I mean, Facebook was still invite only. So think about that. So let me share screen and talk less. I think because everybody wants to see magic, right? People love magic. People love to see the magic. All right, cool. So ChatGPT. Oh, all right. Where am I? Okay. Oh, okay. So all right, we got that. That's fine. I could. Yeah, I could. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I should have switched and then shared. So here we are, ChatGPT. Right. So there are a few really incredible features right away. Let's zoom in a little bit. That we don't use enough when we think about ChatGPT and when we think about marketing, right? In AI with AI. Well, the first of all, the first one is very, very obvious is, if you come into tools, yes, I do have agent mode. Yes, you are going to see agent mode today. Don't worry. All right. So, stick with us and you'll see some agentic magic today that will blow your mind, because it blew my mind. So I bet you'll blow your mind as well. I just want to see this. Yeah. All right. So tools. Agent mode, great. If you don't have access to it yet, wait, it's coming. Deep research is incredible, right? I've done a deep research video. We have it everywhere. The connectors are great. Create image, we know that. Image gen, web search, yeah, canvas. So I think that okay, I'm not going to show too much today because the next session is going to be on ChatGPT agent. Haha, right? Yeah, but there's so much to show about ChatGPT agent. So let's do very quick search, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna put a prompt here. It's you're a data miner with full Reddit and X API access, which is not true, but we're kind of hacking our way. Objective surface the 15 most painful marketing workflow bottlenecks voiced by SMB founders under 250 employees in the last 90 days. The queries are, our entrepreneur, our marketer, our small business, X post containing marketing, AI workflow content, extract top 500 posts, comments by engagement. It shouldn't be able to get all the stuff, right? But we're kind of hacking our way. You can imagine doing this in different ways on blogs and forums and stuff like that. If it's publicly accessible, there's a big chance that it's going to access it. If it's not publicly accessible, it's not going to access it. So the X, I think, is not going to do that. But by saying API, we're trying to hack our way. I'm not saying this is going to work, but I'm testing it with you guys, right? So the first thing that I do when we're doing marketing is to understand these pain points, right? So we want to make sure that we understand the most painful, here we're doing marketing workflow bottlenecks. So let's say that AI operator, we're designing automation and workflows and agents, if you want to say, right, for marketing teams, and we kind of do that, right? So as you can see, it's going to say that it doesn't have access to the API, right? But it's going to do something, right? And I know that it's going to go towards the Reddit, because Reddit is it's much easier accessible than X, right? But imagine, why am I putting this here? Because imagine that you do have these accesses and you're gonna have some type of connectors and accesses. Right now we do have certain things, right? When we go to connectors, we don't have X and stuff like that, right? But you can also kind of scrape X if you wanted separately and then bring that information. But what you'll see is we're already getting some Reddit, we're getting some Twitter, that's some public tweets that we can access to. We're getting some searches like our entrepreneur and so on, tech radar and stuff like that, which is good, right? So search is going to take what, because of the prompt, it might take what, 4 or 5 minutes or so on. So we're going to start getting some results in a minute, right? Okay, so what I'm doing here is what I used what we would do before. And my head of marketing is here, and we did marketing 8 years ago, 8 years ago together. And we'd go to Quora and check the people, what they're asking. You'd want to understand that, right? That's what people don't realize. They're like, oh, let's make a content plan and topic clusters from keyword analysis, blah blah blah, right? That's absolute BS. What is people talking about? What is people asking, right? What is really people conversing about? Where are the people's bottlenecks and problems and challenges, right? So I think that's very important to understand. And this is where we're not really focusing on first. So if we did start focusing on that first, we'd have a better time, right? So this is why now we have these AIs, we have these incredible AI powers to do these incredible things, right? And that's definitely, search is the easiest one, right? So I use search quite often, but you can take it up a notch in a second using deep research. And we can also start using things like agent, right? And that's exactly where the magic of AI is starting to be, this agentic play. Okay, so we are getting some results. All right, so we are getting some results. As you can see, one thing that I always recommend is to open up the reasoning, right? I think the reasoning is a great place to read, to understand. You can see it's collecting initial post lines. It seems we can only some pages fully, right? Some can't be opened. That's fine. It has 10 search results from Reddit. It needs 10 unique sources, right? Blah blah blah. It's trying to please me, right? So my prompt here says, I want 15 most painful marketing workflow bottlenecks, in the last 90 days. It's gonna try its best. And if you want to understand it's not hallucinating or things like that, you kind of have to go through these things. You gotta have to open some of these sources and understand what's happening, right? Let's see where we're at. So we got a couple more minutes that we're gonna take. I bet you I can show you one that I just ran in the meantime, so that we don't have to wait. Here we go. Right, so I ran that. All right, I ran the same thing just before our call, just to make sure that I had the results, because I know it can take some time sometime. Even search, right? It took 21 searches and 38 sources. If I go through it, it's kind of done the same job as the other one, right? And here we go. We're getting some ranks and pain statement and frequency, right? So you can kind of open these up, right? So can't do this anymore. Content creation is taking a toll on me. Let's open Reddit. Let's read through. Is that true? Like, you're starting to get, really links on places. You can even come in here if you wanted, right? So this is a big one. You can just highlight all of this, right? And you can just highlight this. I like to do this, right? So you can just highlight all of this and then go back to ChatGPT, start a new thread and say, summarize the pain points of marketeers so we can create a great messaging at AI operator, right? Very simple, actually. Yeah. And then I'm putting that whole thing, right? So we don't do this enough, right? Just a bit of a copy paste, select stuff, come back, just do it, right? And yeah, I'm using O3, by the way. One thing to remember, don't use 4.0, right? I mean, use 4.0 if you're going to create the LinkedIn posts. I mean, again, 4.0 is not the best. 4.5, we do have a webinar we did about this, right, on which models to use when. But O3 is really good at reasoning, right? Because it's advanced reasoning. 4.0 is great at quick things, quick answering, tasks, and stuff like that, right? So I use O3 when I do anything strategic, analysis, understanding things and questioning things. I use O3, right? And I'll use 4.0 very quickly for, I want to check this out. Can you answer this? Can you, review my doc? Can you review my email? Then I'll use 4.0, right? But O3 is a different model. It's a reasoning model. It's not a GPT model. Yeah. Just to remind everybody. So as you can see from just that Reddit little thread, content creation burnout, posting twice a week used to be fun. Now it's dread, zero growth syndrome, 6 months of video, no bump in subs, metrics, anxiety. Okay, that's interesting. Audience get constantly pivoting topics because nobody's biting. Boss is supported for now, results clock is ticking. Right, that's interesting, right? So deeper truths behind the pain. They're executing without a clear audience promise or success metric. Okay, right? Process chaos, no streamline workflow from idea, draft, publish, iterate. That's an easy one, right? So we could definitely at AI Operator, we could create a system, a custom GPT, prompts, and so on. And we could target marketeers by giving them a clear, streamlined workflow from idea, draft, publish, and iteration, right, for their content pieces. That's really cool. So I'm already learning a bunch of stuff here. And you can see messaging angles AI operator should hit hard, burnout, overload. AI built workflows that cut creation time 50%. Perfect. Less grind, more great posts. Yeah, that's cool. Zero growth guessing, data-driven topic finder and growth map. Data-driven topic finder and growth map. That's cool. We can even build a mini tool for this, right? So as you can see, as a marketer, I wish I was in marketing again, because you have the power of these tools. It's incredible. I could definitely build a mini product for this data-driven topic finder. That's really cool. One control center that talks to YouTube, IG, Slack, Docs, all your channels, one dashboard. Yeah, we can definitely build that, right? And we could create prompts around that, create posts about that, and content around that. So great. You see, that's just from one Reddit thread that we found. Let's go back into the new one that we're potentially doing. Right? Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. So this is the new one that I finished. This took 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Okay. And you can go back and then you can see, okay, Rev Growth Top AI marketing tools for 2025. Too many tools create chaos, multiple AI platforms drain time and kill productivity. Ooh, I really like that. Offer an all-in-one AI stack that unifies data and workflows out of the box. This is for the AI operator solution angle. Well, actually, we can build a Slack bot that accesses all your tools and they can answer all your questions and they can bring your reports. We do that, right? So I definitely would take this and I'd be like, okay, let's create something for this. Let's create a blog post for this, right? And what we could do is, all right, let's take this, right? This is the big one, yeah. Let's create a new chat. Let's run deep research. It's going to take some time. Let's make sure that our sources are good, right? So I don't want Google Drive. I don't want anything internal. I only want web search. Okay. If you want to do internal search for your, for strategy and so on, is great. But I'm going to use just web search, and I'm going to say something like this. We want to create a mini campaign about one of the biggest pain points for marketeers is having lots of AI tools and so on. Right, so I want you to do a deep research on this pain point, the solutions. What can we do as AI operator to help marketers solve this, but also to create this campaign to attract these marketeers so they can book our services at AI operator to help them build automation, Slack bots that can go through all these tools, help them become AI operators of all these tools, and maybe even sell our training program where we make these marketeers incredible AI operators that are not overwhelmed by all these tools in their marketing tech stack. So I'm just, that was me just creating some stuff, and I'm going to put this thing right here, and I'm going to say, here is the pain point. And I'm going to let the deep research, right? So we'll come back to this. It's going to take a bit of time, but it's going to ask us some questions, right? So we'll answer the questions very quickly, right? It's B2B agency, teams of 50 to 250 people, right? That's good. So 2, what do we have in 2? We have, what channels do you plan to launch the campaign? We do LinkedIn and YouTube. and YouTube. We don't do the rest. So 3, what core offers should we price in the campaign? Done for your automation setup, Slack bot development. I think kind of a combination of those services. Potentially start with a marketing workshop, marketing AI for marketing workshop. Let's say AI for marketing workshop, and then our 12-week program, and then building tools and automation for them. Right, so I'm okay with my prompting. Why? Because my ChatGPT knows so much about me, right? It has so much memory about me. It has my custom instructions. It can search through my different chats as well, right? So it knows so much about AI Operator that I'm not too worried about. It knows the 12-week program. It knows how we do things, how we do our services. It kind of even knows our pricing and so on, right? Any specific competitor benchmark campaigns you admire that we should reference with? Not really. Not really, no need for that, right? So I'm answering these 4 questions. So I picked one pain point, right? I'm targeting marketeers, right? Hopefully CMOs, the VP of marketing, and so on at companies of 50 to 250 people, B2B marketeers, that has a bit of money because the company hopefully is 50 to 250 people, right? And it's a good pain point, and I know that it is a real pain point, right? Too many tools in marketing, right? And how to use them, it's overwhelming, and there's so much AI tools out there, so we could definitely do a campaign of, what's our top 3 AI marketing tools and a bunch of stuff, right? So what I've done so far, it's very simple, right? What is it? It's basically searching online. And I used search. I didn't even use deep research, right? I wanted to be fast. So I searched online. I found a couple of things from Reddit, right? I found some of the big pain points from Rev Genius or whatever, right? People are commenting and asking potentially there. I took that and I was like, okay, great. Now let's do a deep research about it, right? We want to create a mini campaign. Not the best prompting at all. We had a prompting webinar. Go check that out if you want to prompt a bit more. But I don't want to waste our time here because this is going to be good enough, by the way, right? Because we're using deep research, we answered the clarification questions. Deep research will always, this is why I like the ChatGPT deep research. It will always ask you clarification questions, 1 to 4, 5 questions, right? Usually. And what it's going to do, it's going to go, and if you open it up, right, it's going to start going to sources, and here's the activity. So it's reading Medium, if you can. It's mapping out issues like data conflict, and context switching. This is perfect, right? Because we do build automations where we bring all the data from, HubSpot, Salesforce, whatever systems you have. We bring them all into a database, and then we can put an AI layer, an agent, a bot, whatever you want to call it, that can query that data. So you don't even have to go into these different platforms, right? So this is great for AI Operator, right? So I'll let this run. In the meantime, we'll start some new things, okay? Cool. So since we're doing this, maybe we want to do a top 10 AI for marketing tools. Yeah, should we do that? Right. And let's open this up. Okay, let's open up agent mode since we're here. I'm not going to show much. My marketer said don't show too much because we're gonna do this another session. But this is really cool, right? So I'm gonna make sure my sources are good. I just want web search. I don't want a GitHub. This is cool. I'm gonna try this. I haven't tried the Canva, and I'm gonna tell it actually to create something on Canva. Let's see if that's gonna work. Right. So let's prompt this very quickly. Find the top 10 AI for marketing tools in 2025 that we as AI Operator would recommend for CMOs, VP of marketing, director of marketing at B2B companies and agencies of 50 to 250 people should consider for their marketing tech stack. And how would they use these tools, these AI tools for marketing? And I want you to also get all this information and then add it to a Canva infographic. All right, this is a challenge. Hopefully my prompt is going to mess up. Yeah. Find the top 10 AI marketing tools in 2020 that we as AI. It always does a AR. Our marketing and agents, these tools should be considered for their marketing tech stack. Just double checking, right? Because I do the voice thing. There are tools for marketing. I want to. Okay, that's cool. I did to Canva infographic, right? So Canva, because I have the connector, and then even if I didn't have it on and I said Canva, it potentially would have turned it on, right? I have agent on. I'm gonna send this out as well. As you can see, as a let's say as a marketer, right? I launched a search. I got a pain point. I selected a great pain point for my next campaign. I launched a deep research about that pain point to understand much more about it. And in the meantime, I also launched an agent to find top 10 AI marketing tools and then hopefully do something on Canva, right? As you can see, agent is really cool because what agent does, it automatically opens up a virtual computer, right? That's the biggest thing about agent is that it can spin off a virtual computer, right? And then in this virtual computer, it can run a couple of browsers, right? It can run a virtual, it can run a text browser or a visual browser. I'm not going to explain too much because if not, it's spoilers for our next event, right? But as you can see, this is happening, right? This is happening. This is going. I'm seeing. Can I make myself a bit bigger? That's fine. All right. So this is doing it, right? So I can leave this. I can go somewhere else. Let's see how is our deep research going. Okay, our deep research is still working on, right? As you can see, I already have two different things working for me, and I can launch a third one, a fourth one, right? Or I could just go and drink my coffee. Oh, I'm drinking my coffee, right? So, and while I'm drinking my coffee, I have a couple of things working for me. I have a deep research working for me. I have an agent working for me, right? This is where we're going, guys. It's that simple. We are AR operators, right? We are these orchestrators. It's very obvious, okay? Last night, what I did was just mind blowing. If I tell you, I run ChatGPT agent to go to a vibe coding tool that has an agent about coding to use that, and inside that to also launch another agent in the terminal of that application. I know it doesn't make sense, right? It's just so meta. Is that one agent using another agent that uses the other agent inside its agent, you know? And I tested this yesterday. It's not perfect yet, but yes, that means that we could have one agent that can call in many other agents to do the job. So that's what I'm preparing you for, guys, here, right? We're seeing simple stuff. We see deep research, ChatGPT agent. Imagine I tell ChatGPT agent to run 10 different agents, one for the campaign analysis research, one to go get the numbers from the past, one to go actually interview some ICP profiles that are fake AI profiles, just to understand their pain points. And then I can run one to start designing something, one to launch a website, a landing page for that, and then one to create a marketing video, and then one for blah blah blah, right? So I'm launching 8 to 10 agents from one agent, and this one agent could go and keep doing stuff with this agent, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's so it went to the wrong operator, which is hello operator. I know the guys in there, right? So now it's going to Canva, hopefully. Okay, it wants me to log into Canva, which is funny because it does have my Canva connector, so it shouldn't be doing this. But I'll show you that you can just go in. You take over the browser, which we're gonna go into details very soon. So I took over the browser. I'm gonna say continue in browser instead. All right, here we go. I finished it. I'm going to accept those cookies just to clean it up a bit for it. I'm going to finish controlling it, right? So what I've done is I took control. I made sure that I log in so that it doesn't get stuck, and then I give back control. Yeah. Hopefully now it's going to think through things, and it's going to go back, and agent is going to continue the job, right? This is very cool. Okay. In the meantime, again, let's just double check to make sure that, okay, yeah, it found the Canva. It's inside my Canva, which is good. It's really funny because it should have, from the connector, it should have not done that, and the connector has agent mode, right? But we'll look into this when we're talking about agents. All right, so this is happening. In the meantime, I'm making sure that that we're all good here. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, we can't even. Yes, cool. So it's searching for infographic again. It might get stuck still. I'm hoping that it's going to do some stuff. If not, I'll show you how I could create, an infographic, or I could create some slides without agent. Actually, you can even do it in different ways. So don't open it. Yeah, well done. It's continuing in the browser instead. So it's going to struggle for a bit. Let it struggle for a bit, right? It's good. I like it. Okay, we have other things completed. By the way, while we have other things working, we click on them. Here we go. We have our deep research finished, right? So let's go back to our deep research. This is drowning in disconnected tools and tabs, how marketers can end the AI tool overload. Nice, right? We have some sources. Okay. And even mid-sized business juggle 40 to 60 tools. 1.2 hours daily just navigating between tools. Haha, that's a really good one. If that's a really correct fact, we check in here, we open it so that we're sure it doesn't hallucinate. It can hallucinate, and we have to make sure that this is 1.2. Yeah, it says 1.2 hours daily just navigating between tools. When was this? This is May 15, 2025. That's good, right? Okay, so that's a good little quote. Some good stuff here that we can use. This is really cool. So let me go back here. Right. So I really like this one already. So we can create some stuff with this. We can create some LinkedIn posts. We can create a bunch of stuff, right? And software. So you gotta read things through. I'm acting very cool and not reading all these things through, but read some stuff. Take 10-15 minutes, read it. If you don't want to read it, you could just say, yeah, I do this quite often as well, because you have it now. Just say TLDR, right? Now, okay, I just let's switch the research off. Short summary, short bullet pointed summary, short bullet pointed summary, and messaging cheat sheet. Yeah, messaging cheat sheet. That's great, right? So we got a massive deep research with lots of sources, and now we just want to, a quick cheat sheet as well, and some bullet points. So I'm getting some bullet points. Okay. This is why sometimes it's not cool to do the bullet points, because it potentially missed that 1.2 hours, which I really love. Okay. But you see, it says 6 hours a week just switching apps. And then you won't have the sources here. So you can say again, hey, can you connect the sources into the pain points, right? This is really cool. Wow. Okay. This is awesome. Look what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to take this. All right. I'm going to go to a new chat. All right. So I'm going to open an O3, and I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to give you a strategy for a marketing campaign. I want you to break each potential LinkedIn post or YouTube video ideas and create little prompts for each, because each of these prompts, I'm going to paste them into 4.0 to create the content itself. Right. So what I'm doing now, and then here we go. So what I've done is very basic, right? So basic, sorry. I forget that people don't think like this yet. So now I'm using O3 to help me prepare posts, but I don't want O3 to use to create these posts, because O3 is not good at content generation, right? But O3 is great at strategy. So O3 is going to be great at giving me some prompts, right? And then these prompts, I'm going to take them one by one potentially and put them on 4.0. We can automate these things, of course, right? But today, if you can do this with LinkedIn already, you're already a baller, right? You can do this today. You're a rock star, right? That means you're already incredible at AI, right? And the automation, the agents and stuff is coming soon. Don't worry. Okay. In the meantime, let's let this go. Let's look at where we're at with. Is it this one? This is the messaging cheat sheet that we just took. This is it gets confusing, so I recommend you to use projects for this. By the way, right? Here we go. Here's my agent. So look at that. Look at that. My agent started to build something here. It looks ugly, right? But at least it's using it. If I had a template and I potentially prompted better and I said, hey, I have an infographic template on Canva called infographic template. Use that template, fill up the placeholders of that template and so on. It could work really well. The other way that I could do this as well is to create a spreadsheet, because on Canva, you can actually have a template. You can map it out with spreadsheet columns, and then you can just fill up that column. And as you fill up that column, the infographic template will be filled up. So you can do that as well, right? So it's endless, right? So as you can see, it's attempting stuff. And guys, you're gonna be like, yeah, agent is shit. Yeah, maybe. But imagine it's doing this today. What is it gonna do tomorrow? What is it gonna do next year? Right? So if you're waiting for 100% quality, you're already late. If you say, oh yeah, well, we'll get into it, when AI is ready, you're gonna be already late to the game. That's what I can tell you. You should be doing this today, right? You should absolutely be doing this today, right? So here we go. It's, as you can see, is overlapping, but it's gonna start working it through, right? It takes time, but it'll potentially have a not so good looking infographic, right? But then I can come in, I can add the background, I can add my brand, I can just select all and change the font. I can do these things very easily, right? As you can see, it wants to share it now. Right? And it's like, is this what you're sharing, really? It's not. I mean, it's a good start, right? It's demand-based, 6 Sense, HubSpot, Drift, Clearbit, Jasper, ChatGPT's API. That's good. All right. It's downloading a PNG, which I wouldn't do that. I would go to my Canva now, right? Actually, I could go to my Canva. Let's see if I can get you guys to my Canva very quickly, and we can do this, because I'm acting as a marketeer, aren't I? And hopefully, Andrea, you're watching all this stuff, right? This is why I say, using AI to be more efficient, and and not expecting perfection. But if I take this now, right, and I go to my brand, and let's say that let's switch to AI operator very quickly. Where's my AI operator brand? Bam, AI operator. Right, so let's switch to my fonts right away. Ooh. So what are my fonts again? You'd have to switch that, which do you do this here again? Is this so long? I don't do these things. Yeah, so Inter is our font. This is also should be Inter very quickly. Right, so take that. Why are you doing position? Okay, so here we go. Right, so this is how I would act. So why position? No position. Don't lock it. Leave position. You see, I suck at Canva, by the way. Right, so you can see that I'm not really good at Canva. Why is it doing this to me? Whatever, right? So I change the background. Here we go. Let's put some color, some AR operator colors. Where's my dark background? Right, so it could do the dark background. It doesn't want to shuffle to the dark background. Yeah. So, but you see what I'm coming from, right? So I had something put together. I can spend a bit of time. Hopefully I have some graphics already ready in my brand graphics. I have my logo ready. So boom, I can put my logo on there. Here we go. I mean, actually, it's starting to be okay, right? I'm not a designer, guys, right? Is AI good at designing it? Not really, but I can do some stuff, right? And what we could have done instead is also do this, right? So let's say that this is the top AI marketing. Okay, it's done it. Yeah. So now I'm going to show you another trick that I really like. Here we go. Let's take this. All right, let's do this. And I'm going to do something else now. I'm going to say, watch this. Watch this. Use HTML and CSS to create an infographic from this information. All right, so I'm just going to put that in. We forget that, yes, we do have image generation, right? But we also have O3 can code, right? So O3 can use HTML and CSS and can do things very interestingly, actually, right? And that's one thing that we forget quite often, right? So I'm going to let this run again. I'm going to go look at other stuff while we're here. So we had our agent. Our agent did a research report. Top 10 AI marketing for B2B companies in 2025, the methodology, all the tools, as you can see, demand-based, agent-based ABM platform, predictive orchestration. Oh, okay. HubSpot marketing, yeah, that makes sense. Marketo, yeah. I think that if you have HubSpot, you don't need Marketo. Activity, yeah, you don't need that potentially, but it's top 10 tools, right? So they are top 10 tools: Drift, Clearbit, Jasper. Okay, yeah, I put it. ChatGPT for sure, and Zapier for workflow automation. I go with that list. Would you not accept that list? I would accept that list. That infographic, that horrible infographic, but it was a great try. Imagine in 6 months, right? So that's fun, right? So now with Agent, you can ask it to do many more things, like, put this information on my blog, right? If you give it access to your blog, it can kind of put this information in there and it can publish it for you. Can it do it? Yeah, absolutely, it can do it. It's just mind-blowing stuff, right? So I want to come back to what I was doing. So I'm going to have to refresh so that it comes into the latest chat. I'm being very fast, right? Just to show you the potential of all this stuff, right? So a thought for 27 seconds, right? Hopefully it's not going to bug, right? Are you going to code? No, it's not going to code, right? As you can see, it didn't want to code. So you send it again. Sometimes it doesn't want to do this. I'm glad to see these errors, just to show you guys that yes, sometimes things don't work. But if you say, hey, I can do it faster myself. Yes, you can, but you're not practicing. And if you're not practicing AI today, tomorrow when it can do 100 times, the people that is 100% correct, then the people that has practiced it are gonna smash you out of the water. So absolutely practice. I was listening to Dharmesh, the CTO of HubSpot last night in bed, and every day you should be obsessing about every task that you're doing, every things that you're gonna do at work. Start it with ChatGPT or Claude. Just try it. It's potentially not gonna do it, but you're gonna understand why you can't do it, and when is it gonna be able to do, and what you're expecting. And you're going to start understanding what you can do with it and what you can't do with it. So you're going to start using it better. Yes, it's investing time today, but the time investment of today is to save it tomorrow. And literally tomorrow is not like a year or 2 years ahead. Is ChatGPT agent just came alive on Friday, and I've done some crazy stuff that has already saved me a ton of hours. Maybe not infographics, we saw that, right? But it saved me research. It's filled up a spreadsheet. I've done some really cool stuff with agentic stuff already. So imagine when it's going to be even better. And it's going to be in the next update, the next release. ChatGPT agent is going to be very popular. They're going to have to update it quite often, I believe, right? It's going to have new tools. It's going to know Canva better. It's going to know all these tools much better, right? It's going to be able to vibe code for you, right? Literally, I made it code for me instead of me coding. Like, instead of me vibe coding, I let it vibe code for me, right? So this is what's coming, right? This is absolutely what's coming. Okay, it's got an error. Let's see if we can. Let's edit in Canvas. Let's see if we can preview something. Here we go. All right, look at that, right? Look at that. Yeah, this is not bad. Is it an infographic? Kinda. I didn't tell it the size, didn't I? Right, but I have something, right? Maybe I should add 2 more, or maybe I'll tell it, do 2 lines or whatever, 2 columns, right? I can tell it these things. It's also dynamic, right? So I could actually make a landing page, right? Or I can make this a part of. Why don't I make this a part of my? Maybe I make this a part of my my campaign. It's a link. It's a ChatGPT link that I can share. I had a little error, so I'd have to fix the error first. Right, so you have to come back. As you can see, it's buggy sometimes. It's buggy. And then what was the error? Right. Yeah, you'd have to switch the colors and stuff like that. But anyways, I'd fix it, and then I go to share, and I take the URL. Right, I'll make it public. And then I made a post maybe on LinkedIn saying, here are the top AI marketing tools that we recommend. Here's a link of a landing page of them. Right, you can add more information. You have links to them. Do they work? Let's see. Yeah, that goes to HubSpot, and it goes to the products marketing. Oh my God, right? Because it knows we're doing for marketing, right? So it's going to the marketing hub, and it goes to 6 Sense. It goes to 6 Sense, right? This is working, right? This is just mind-blowing stuff, guys, right? So what is the secret sauce, right? You all came, I think, from my secret sauce, right? let me see in the chat. Is that what I would say to him? It's so good. Yeah. So you came from my secret sauce. My secret sauce is running 1, 2, 3, 4. What was it? 5, 6. Here we go. Right. We ran first this, didn't we? Right. We first ran this. It's been a bit painful. 1 second. I think that ChatGPT is not happy. It's like, Tim, you're making me work too much, right? I know, buddy, it's okay. You'll have a holiday one day when I have a holiday. Doesn't have a holiday yet. I didn't get a holiday yet, right? Since I started my company. So when I have a holiday, I'll let you have a holiday, ChatGPT, right? That's the day you'll be allowed, right? Actually, not, because on holiday I'll say, how's the weather, or how are sharks? Is there sharks in the Egyptian sea or whatever, right? So it won't have a holiday neither, because I use it for personal stuff as well. Sorry, ChatGPT. You're always with me 24/7 now, right? So we did a very quick data miner. I have a bunch of different prompts that I was going to show you, but this was already enough, right? We spent an hour literally getting some pain points, mapping out those pain points, doing a deep research about those pain points. I really love that deep research that we did, right? So what was this one? This was, this was the Reddit thread, right? Please do a project and do this inside a project. Don't do like me, because then if not, it's an absolute mess, right? Here we go. Then we did a deep research. Is that the deep research? Yeah, that was the deep research. We did a massive deep research, incredible deep research. By the way, here's another quick hack, right? Take this information, download it as a docx or PDF, right? Go to Notebook LM, right? If you haven't used Notebook LM yet, create new, upload that file. Where is that file? Let me get that file. 1 second. Here we go. Upload that file, right? Let that file upload, right? Here we go. All right. Generate a conversation, and listen to it on a podcast. All that information, right? Ask questions like, what would be 10 great LinkedIn posts to target marketeers with this pain point? Right. So what I'm doing is I've created some context, and now I took the context into another tool like Notebook LM, and I'm using that context to ask questions, to create a podcast. You know what I do? Here's another little hack. And Andrea, you're there. All the marketeers watching, listening. I do this conversation. I download this conversation, and then I use Scribe, but you can use different tools as well. Then I upload that, and then I say, create 10 posts from that conversation. What happens is that it becomes much more conversational. First, it's a research, then it's a conversation between two AIs, right? Two AI hosts, and then I create 10 posts because it's much more friendly and they're conversing about those things, right? So as you can see, now I even have all these, right? So same thing, I can copy this and I can say, come back here, and I can say, create me 10 posts, right? And let's find out what happened to our posts. Is it these ones? Yes. Here we go. Right. So remember, we put all that cheat sheet that we got after our deep research. And then, as you can see, we got LinkedIn post prompts, right? Which is cool, right? So we can come in, we can get this. It's missing some information. So what I would do now, I would go to 4.0 and I would say this. And I said, ask me questions to fill this LinkedIn post, right? Okay, so I don't want it to make assumptions, yeah, because it's gonna make some assumptions. Here you go. Answer these quickly. What was their job title, company size, or type, right? So I can answer these very quickly. Actually, I can do CMO, at 90 people agency, right? The real use case. All right, what tools were cluttering their stack? Well, yeah, they had HubSpot, GA4. What else did they have? They had, Canva. You can't do much about it because it's for design. They did have actually Notion, Slack, yes, Jasper for AI, ChatGPT as well. Why? Right, and they had Zapier, let's say, right? Okay. What did the automator consolidate? We created a Slack bot that was reporting on analytics and could be queried for campaign performance. All right, we got 3 minutes. What was the measurable result? They did save, what was it? 3 hours, 3 hours a week. Yeah, here we go. So what happened is that I'm creating a LinkedIn post with a great little, a starter with a CTA and stuff like that. And I didn't say create the post. I said ask me questions. Right. And this is why AI is not here to take over your job. AI is not here to do the task for you. It's you and AI doing the task together. Right. An AI operator is a human that is using AI tools like I'm doing right now to get this working. Right. Okay. You can generate CTAs and stuff like that. And you're going to say, oh, yeah, but it has M dashes. Right. You don't like the M dashes? Take this post, go new chat, go to 4.5, say, make this post much more conversational in my friendly tone for my own LinkedIn profile. Make sure there are no M dashes and weird words like game changing and delve into and stuff like that that AI would love to do. All right. So I'm giving that, and then I'm giving this post. All right. 4.5 is great at content. Yeah. 4.5 is going to create great content. You see, so I'm working on one LinkedIn post. I can take my next one. I can work on my second LinkedIn post. I can work on my third LinkedIn post, my fourth LinkedIn post, my fifth LinkedIn post for another, 10, 15 minutes. And I'll have 5 LinkedIn posts ready, right? But I also have this whole research. I have this notebook LM now, right? So I have this notebook LM that I can take more post ideas. I have this thing. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but a conversation. So now it's a conversation about that whole thing, right? That I can get inspired and I can get more ideas from it, right? And here we are, right? Here we go. 4.5 is great at writing. It writes very conversational, very clear. If you're drowning in tabs and tools, it's not your fault. Your stack was built to break you. That's very good, actually. We should use this, right? Want the same? I put together a quick checklist for you. 5 steps to escape the AI tool trap and find a good. Oh, okay. So it gave me an idea. Why don't I create a 5 steps to escape the AI tool trap? So now I'm going to create a little lead magnet, right? So I'll take now this idea. I'll go to ChatGPT on O3. I'll say, hey, how can we create this? What should be inside it? Do a deep research, and here you go. You've created this research piece that made you create a bunch of ideas, pain points. These pain points, you started to create a post. From that, you created a bunch of different posts. From that, you got an idea for a lead magnet. Now you're building your lead magnets, right? And it's just endless. I don't do marketing all day. If you do marketing all day, this is what you should be doing. But don't be as ADHD as me. At some point, be like, okay, let me stop and let me actually create those posts and publish those posts, right? Because I just love to do the stuff, right? I'm not the guy that is here to publish, but I just love to teach and show how to do these things, right? Because I absolutely love to test new things, right? But as you can see, we got a really cool thing here. We should use this. And we can now create a bunch of these in no time. It took me an hour? An hour, and we have a whole marketing campaign that potentially could feed us for 12 weeks, right? So if we wanted just to do AI for marketing, but we do AI for marketing, AI for entrepreneurs, AI for founders, right? So I could do that 10 times, and I can have 10 different parallel lines, and then I can keep creating content about it. Wow. That was fun. I mean, I had fun. Yeah. So quick recap, use your tools, that you have at hand, right? It will search web, but make sure you search. Do that simple search, right? Do the deep research. Make sure if you find a topic that you really a pain point that you want to go deep into it, right? Use your deep research. Make sure you got your web enabled, the others not enabled, disabled. Go deep. Get that. If it's too boring, ask for a TLDR and a cheat sheet. Take that. Bring that to O3 again and say, hey, can you create ideas for prompts? Take those prompts, go to 4.0. Say, ask me a question about this post, right? About this draft, about this post, about this YouTube video, about this thing. Ask me questions. It asks you questions. Answer the questions with real information because you are the human. You are the smart one. Answer those. Get a draft. You don't like the writing style? Go to 4.5. You don't like the writing style? Go to Claude. Claude is great at writing, right? Have different tools in your hands, right? We are going to have multiple AI tools. This is a must, right? So don't be shy. It's the time now to practice these things, because in 2026, the people that practice today in 2025, they're going to shine in 2026. They're going to rock the world, because agent is going to be 10x what we saw today. Agent is going to do that kind of with the infographic and with the branding and with the color, and it's going to do that. Right? As a marketeer, I'm going to put 10 infographics done and 10 videos done. It's coming. It's not a joke anymore. It's here almost, right? You saw that a lot of it is here. Please, please, please spend the time to learn. And if you don't know how, get AI Operator. We have a 12-week AI First Mindset training program. We train the whole company, not just the marketing team. We do this for 1,000+ people already, right? Oh yeah, here we go. We have a QR code, right? Use that QR code, right? Use that QR code. Get us to come and train your team, right? The return on investment is very obvious. So this is why I'm okay to sell whatever, because we make sure that you rock in the AI world. We make sure you're an AI operator, right? Okay. And the next session is going to be about ChatGPT Agent. We don't have, yes, ChatGPT Agent is going to be Wednesday, the 6th of August at 1 p.m. GMT. We don't have a link yet because, as you saw today, Restream messed up. So we're going to check out Riverside potentially, and we'll plan the LinkedIn event. But what you can do today, if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're on LinkedIn, make sure to follow our LinkedIn company channel, AI Operator, on aioperator.com. If you go on our menu, thank you very much, Kenneth. If you go on AI Operator, you also have our live sessions there. We announce it there. You can plug in there. You can sign up to my newsletter. I most of the time talk about these things as well in my newsletter, right? And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the ones that made it. This is the AI Operator Weekly QR code, right? Support us, because we'll support you. We'll make sure you're rocking the new AI era. No questions, right? We are committed to doing that.